you guys today. Finally, we got what we asked for. It's about damn time. After demanding it, clamoring for it, Team USA finally puts Caitlin Clark into the starting lineup. However, everything that glitters ain't gold.
Finally, after weeks of demands from fans, Caitlin Clark gets inserted into Team USA's starting lineup. But watch what happens next, because what they gave us with one hand, they took away with the other. Chelsea Gray and Kelsey Plum starting alongside Clark. 3 guards. And if you know basketball, you already see the problem.
Remember last season we saw lineups with Ari McDonald at the 1, Kelsey Mitchell at the 2, Caitlin Clark at the 3. Yeah, Caitlin Clark was playing the 3. Caitlin Clark off ball, screening, relegated to a screener. Yeah, that's how the game started out. But if you held on long enough, and wait.
This is exactly what happened during the regular season with the Fever. Remember those lineups with Ariel McDonald at the 1, Kelsey Mitchell at the 2, and Caitlin Clark relegated to the 3, playing off-ball, setting screens? The best facilitator in women's basketball reduced to a spot-up shooter. And now Team USA is running the same experiment, expecting different results.
And today she had 14 points, 6 assists, and 2 steals. Leads all players through 4 games. The most points and the most assists. And the most efficient of them all as well. Like I was saying earlier, Caitlin Clark finally thrust into the starting lineup. Monique Billings, Caitlin Clark, Chelsea Gray, Dearica Hamby, Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum and Chelsea Gray with Caitlin Clark.
51 points through 4 games, 25 assists, leading all players in both categories. Not just leading, dominating the efficiency metrics too. So naturally, when they finally put her in the starting 5, they surround her with 2 ball-dominant guards who play at half the pace she needs to be effective. Chelsea Gray averaging a glacial tempo, Kelsey Plum needing the ball in her hands, and Caitlin standing in the corner watching. But here's where it gets interesting. If you stuck around past the first quarter, if you waited until the fourth quarter, you got to see what this team could actually be.
CC hitting the bigs and another midi. Let's take a look right over here. Whoop. Caitlin Clark, nice pass to Monique Billings. Monique finishes at the hoop. And again, people continue to say Caitlin Clark has no mid-range game. All she does is shoot threes. What does she do besides shoot threes? She's got a mid-range game. It's not like she didn't shoot the mid-range in Iowa. Pull up in your face.
That mid-range game everyone claims doesn't exist. Sidestep pull-ups, defender in jail. All we heard during her rookie season was that Caitlin Clark only shoots threes, that she has no mid-range package, that defenses can game plan her because she's one-dimensional. 6 for 11 from the field today, 2 for 7 from 3, 14 points. And most of those field goals, mid-range pull-ups that supposedly aren't in her arsenal. The narrative has always been selective. Critics focus on what fits their argument and ignore everything else.
And of course, even early on in the first quarter, Caitlin Clark pulling up from deep. Crosses half court. Rejects the screen from Monique Billings. Step back, pull up. Bang. Now, Caitlin Clark today from 3, 2 for 7 from 3. Missed a couple open opportunities. This could have been a 20-point game. Very easily, Caitlin Clark could have dropped 20.
Could have been a 20-point game. Should have been a 20-point game. 2 wide-open threes that rimmed out, including a clean look on the first possession, and another in the fourth quarter. When those fall, and they usually do, suddenly 14-6 becomes 20-8, and we're having a completely different conversation about her performance. Meanwhile, Ryan Howard finally wakes up after a quiet game 1. 18 points, Paige Beckers adding 7 on 3 of 8 shooting, and Chelsea Gray, 5 points, 5 assists in 15 minutes. The starting lineup experiment producing exactly what you'd expect when you clog the floor with redundant skill sets.
But look at this here. We got Kelsey Plum skipping. This is what I wanted to show you, though. Of course, Kelsey Plum is going to pass back to I believe that's Chelsea Gray over there. But look at Caitlin Clark on the top of your screen. And then look who I believe is either Kiki Irifin or Monique Billings screening her defender backside. That would have given her a wide open opportunity. Of course, we don't find it. Of course, we don't pass it to her. But look at that. Would have been wide open. Would have been wide open for Caitlin Clark right over there.
Watch Caitlin at the top of the screen. Kelsey Plum has the ball, passes back to Chelsea Gray, and everyone ignores the wide-open three-point shooter. Because there's a screen being set backside, Caitlin's defender is caught on the wrong side, and she's got daylight for 3 full seconds. Nobody even looks. This isn't an isolated possession. This is a pattern. When you have multiple ball handlers who are used to running their own offense, the best shooter on the floor becomes an afterthought. It's not malicious, it's just basketball instinct, but it's inefficient, and it wastes the gravity that Caitlin creates.
In traffic, yeah, this is a pretty good pass in traffic. Caitlin Clark controlling the offense. Look, the fourth quarter, 99-46. They're not done. We're running it up. We want that triple-digit number. We want a hundo. We want a hundo. Billings sitting the screen. Caitlin Clark going through the middle. Hey, Paige, cut real quick. Nice backdoor cut. Perfectly placed ball. Paige ends up dropping it off to Monique Billings for the easy bucket.
Now this is what the offense should look like. Caitlin snakes the ball screen, holds the attention of Paige's defender for just a fraction of a second, and delivers a perfect touch pass through traffic. The chemistry between Clark and Beckers isn't manufactured. It's organic, they played against each other in college, they understand each other's timing, and they both play at a pace that creates chaos for defenses. 99-46 in the fourth quarter. They're not satisfied. They want triple digits. They want to run the score up. And with Caitlin controlling the tempo, they're getting quality looks on every possession.
It really is disgusting. Here we have Caitlin Clark. We have Angel Reese setting the screen for Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark pushing the floor, hitting Paige Beckers in the corner once the defense collapses. You can't ask for much. You can't ask for much more from this group right here. Boop. Let me set the screen. Caitlin Clark pushing tempo. Got the defender on her hip.
Monique Billings sets the screen. Caitlin drives middle. Paige cuts back door. And the defense has no chance. Perfect placement on the pass. Paige makes the easy read to Billings for the layup. When Caitlin and Paige share the floor, the offense becomes disgusting. That's not hyperbole. That's just what happens when you put two elite playmakers together who both see the game 3 steps ahead. The fourth quarter lineup: Clark, Beckers, Ray Burrell, Kiki Harrigan, Monique Billings. No Chelsea Gray slowing things down, no Kelsey Plum needing touches, just pace, space, and decision-making.
Drops down in the paint, hit Paige wide open 3, pull up, splash. Again, when Caitlin's in the game, it's easier for everybody. Everybody gets open looks. It's not selfish. She is the best facilitator in the league, the best playmaker in the league. Defenses focus on her. They hone in on her. They're worried about her. And that causes a lot of movement, and you get open Paige, an open Monique Billings, a Ray Burrell cutting, a Ryan Howard for 3, a Kelsey Plum for 3.
Angel Reese setting the screen in transition. Caitlin pushing tempo immediately. Defense scrambling to get back, and when they collapse on the drive, Paige is sitting wide open in the corner. Catch and shoot 3. That's what happens when defenses have to account for Caitlin's gravity. Everyone eats. It's not complicated basketball. It's not some revolutionary scheme. It's just letting your best playmaker make plays and surrounding her with shooters and cutters who can capitalize on the attention she draws. The Fever figured this out by the end of the regular season. Team USA is still experimenting with lineups that make no tactical sense.
Is in Caitlin's hands. And finally, on the receiving end of it as well, Paige, not being extremely selfish, finding Caitlin Clark in transition. Caitlin Clark steps up, step back, midi, splash. And then it wouldn't be a game if they both complained to the referees today. You saw a little Paige complaining right here. And then
Defender on her hip. Paige's man drops into the paint to help, and Caitlin hits the wide-open shooter for 3. This is the 5th consecutive possession where Caitlin either scores or creates a quality look for a teammate. When she's running the offense, everyone gets easier shots. Paige gets open threes, Monique Billings gets layups, Ray Burrell gets cutting lanes, Ryan Howard gets spot-up opportunities. The offense isn't just better with Caitlin handling the ball, it's transformational. The pace increases, the ball movement improves, and defenses can't load up on anyone because they're constantly rotating to account for her next move.
Yep.
She's charged with the foul there.
Are you serious? Shout out to Heath Ledger. Rest in peace. Well, why so serious? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much.
And here's Paige returning the favor. Transition opportunity, Paige could take it herself, but she finds Caitlin stepping into rhythm for the mid-range pull-up. That's the difference between playing with ball-dominant guards and playing with other elite passers. Paige isn't hunting her own shot every possession. She's making the right read, which often means getting Caitlin the ball in her spots. The two-way respect between them is obvious. They trust each other's decision-making, they don't force anything, and they let the game come to them. That's what chemistry looks like.
She's charged with the foul there.
Are you serious? Shout out to Heath Ledger. Rest in peace. Well, why so serious? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Finally got her in the starting lineup. Wasn't exactly what we were hoping for, but later in the game, between her, Paige, Ray Burrell, Kiki, and Monique Billings, that lineup was definitely the most entertaining part of the entire game.
Here's what makes this entire situation fascinating. Team USA finally gives fans what they've been demanding for weeks, Caitlin Clark in the starting lineup, and the response isn't celebration, it's frustration, because the starting lineup they constructed makes no sense. 3 guards, 2 of whom need the ball to be effective, and the one who doesn't is the best player on the floor. It's like they granted the wish but added a monkey's paw twist. Sure, she's starting, but she's starting alongside players whose skill sets directly conflict with maximizing her impact. And then, in the 4th quarter, when they finally run the lineup that actually works, it's too late to matter for evaluation purposes because the game is already decided. The coaching staff had to know this would be the reaction. They had to know that starting Chelsea Gray and Kelsey Plum with Caitlin would raise questions. So either they don't care about the optics, or there's something political happening behind the scenes that's dictating rotation decisions. Think about the position this puts Caitlin in. She can't complain publicly without looking like a malcontent. She can't demand the ball without appearing selfish. She just has to accept whatever role they give her and make it work. And to her credit, she does. 14 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, efficient performance despite playing in a system that doesn't optimize her strengths. But the fans aren't blind. They see the same patterns that plagued the Fever early in the season getting repeated on the international stage. They see the best facilitator in women's basketball standing in the corner while slower, less effective guards dominate possessions. And they're rightfully asking why. The answer might be as simple as veteran politics. Chelsea Gray has been with the program for years. She's earned her spot through loyalty and past performance. Kelsey Plum is an established star who expects significant minutes, and Caitlin is the rookie, the newcomer, the one who has to wait her turn regardless of talent level. Or maybe the coaching staff genuinely believes that starting lineup gives them the best chance to win. Maybe they see something in practice that suggests the 3-guard look can work. Maybe they think Caitlin's gravity is just as effective when she's playing off ball. But the 4th quarter evidence contradicts that theory. When Caitlin runs the offense with Paige, with shooters and cutters around them, the team scores at will. The pace increases, the ball movement is crisp, and defenses can't keep up. That's not subjective analysis. That's observable reality from multiple games now. What makes this particularly interesting is that Team USA doesn't need to experiment. They're not trying to develop chemistry for a future Olympics. This is exhibition basketball designed to showcase American talent and prepare for international competition. There's no reason to force awkward lineups when you've already discovered what works. Unless the goal isn't winning by the largest margin possible. Unless the goal is giving certain players their expected minutes and managing egos and keeping everyone happy.
which is fine, that's part of coaching at this level. But don't be surprised when fans react negatively to watching inferior lineups while the optimal rotation sits on the bench.
So here's what we're left with. Caitlin Clark leads all players through 4 games with 51 points and 25 assists. She's the most efficient scorer, the best playmaker, and the engine that makes the offense hum when she's given control. And the coaching staff's response is to start her alongside 2 other guards who slow the pace and clog the spacing. The fourth quarter lineup proved what works. Clark, Beckers, Burrell, Harrigan, Billings. That's the group that should be getting extended run. That's the lineup that maximizes everyone's strengths and creates the most problems for opposing defenses. But we only saw it when the game was already decided. Will the coaching staff adjust? Will they recognize that the 3-guard starting lineup is suboptimal and make changes? Or will they stick with veteran hierarchy and political considerations over on-court effectiveness? Based on how Team USA has operated historically, don't hold your breath for major changes. Caitlin will continue doing what she does, playing within the system, making the right reads, deferring when necessary, and dominating when given the opportunity. The numbers will continue speaking for themselves, and fans will continue wondering why the coaching staff insists on making this harder than it needs to be. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the 3-guard starting lineup makes sense, or should they just run with Clark and Beckers from the opening tip? Because from where I'm sitting, the fourth quarter showed us exactly what this team should look like. Now we just need the coaching staff to pay attention to their own evidence.